Firstly, how are you today, Richard?
Very well, and how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Obviously, big event coming up at the moment, Mayweather-Maidana. You said there about Maidana, exciting fighter. Do you think it's important that Maidana gets off to a fast start against Floyd as he did against Adrian?
He always gets off to a fast start, you know, and it's so like wants to impose his will and to like changes everybody's game plan. That's just how he is. We've seen it against Broner, we've seen it against Ortiz, we've seen it against most of the guys. So that's just how he fights, and that's what makes him so exciting.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot of fighters say in the past that they're going to pressure Mayweather, they're going to force him to fight, but then as soon as they get hit, they go into a shell. Maidana seems to have a different attitude. Do you think he can sustain that even when Floyd's making him miss, making him pay?
Maidana never cares if he gets hit, you know, and Maidana might even go down.
Yeah.
But what Maidana does when he goes down,
gets up.
He gets up.
Gets up and fights.
You know, he has that will, and he sort of like goes into this with everything to gain and nothing to lose. And that mentality, and that's the right mentality, because you do fight the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, so you have everything to gain, and if you lose, everybody expects him to lose anyway. So the pressure is really not on Maidana, the pressure is on Mayweather. And that, I think, is something which really stimulates and motivates Marcos Maidana, that he loves the underdog role.
Yeah, I mean, just talking about another man that was in the picture to face Floyd, I mean, we've seen Amir Khan return to the ring after a long stint out of the ring. I mean, how important is it that Khan not only wins, but wins well in this fight to project him into that Mayweather title picture?
Well, I think the key is the win, because he's going in not against, you know, when you go in against an easy opponent, then it becomes important on how you win. But when you go into a fight with Luis Golasso, who's a former world champion, one of the a natural strong welterweight who fought most of his career at welterweight, if you go into a fight like this, the key is to win. And obviously, you know, you want to look spectacular, but the key really is to enter the welterweight ranks with a solid win. And you know, Amir didn't pick a tune-up fight. He picked one of the most difficult and guys you could pick at the welterweight division.
Yeah, I mean, the other main attraction on the card, Adrian Broner. I mean, Maidana upset Adrian late last year. I mean, but signs of a true champion. They have to recover. How do you expect Adrian to recover from that setback?
Well, you see, that's interesting, because a lot of people give Carlos Molina not much of a chance, but what we don't know is we don't know what kind of psychological damage was done to Adrian Broner in that fight. I mean, this was a vicious fight, that fight against Marcos Maidana, and I know that Broner is ready. He's ready to go. He's ripped. He trained hard, and but the thing is going to be, once you get hit, how you're going to react, you know, and that we don't know, and that is what makes this fight so intriguing and so interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he's down in the 140 division. I mean, people have criticised him saying up at 147 he didn't seem to carry the power to keep pressure fighters off of him. Do you feel, or have you been told, that power is coming back now he's at 140?
Well, that's going to be an interesting question to see, and we're going to get the answer to that on Saturday night. But you know, Adrian is a small, even a small 140 pound. He probably could make 135 for that matter. And you know, so I think the 147 was more opportunistic for him, and probably would have been better to go back down after the Malignaggi fight. But you know, hindsight is always you know, you can't say. But I still expect Adrian Broner to be you know, taking a step back, looking sensational, coming back with a big win, and then continue his march as one of the greatest fighters of today.
Yeah. I'm trying to get your comments on an article I've seen on Boxing Scene regarding yourself and Oscar, if you don't mind. I mean, they're saying that you're at loggerheads regarding the situation with Bob Arum. I'm just wondering if you can comment on that, please.
Well, you know, I pretty much said what I had to say. You know, I have no interest in working with Bob Arum, and we're just going to have to see what the future holds. Whether I'm going to be staying at Golden Boy or moving on, we will find out in the coming weeks.
Yeah, I mean, in the conference yesterday, Floyd and yourself, they were talking about the LA Clippers, and then we see Oscar coming out saying that he may be interested. How much truth is in that story?
You know, I think that's why at the opening of the press conference I asked, so who wants to buy the Clippers? So I mean, these days everybody wants to buy the Clippers, but the funny thing is they're not even for sale. Last I checked, they still belong to Mr. Sterling, and he's going to have to see, you know, if he's going to want to sell or if he's going to be forced into a sell. So I think right now it's really not, you know, well, it's just talk.
Let's fast forward and say he does sell. Is there any interest on yourself and Floyd's part to make a move into that market?
Well, you know, I mean, obviously Oscar mentioned it as well, Floyd mentioned it, my name was mentioned, so we'll just have to see. I mean, there's always, I'm a businessman and I'm always looking at opportunities.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. All the best for the show. Take care. Thank you.